Hey guys, today we're going to be unboxing Sonic X Shadow Generations Day 1 Edition for PS5, nearly 2 years after it came out. So, yeah, where should I start with this? Basically, this game came out back in, 2024, October 2024. Originally, I wanted to get the PS4 limited run collector's edition. Fortunately, I never did. It was just way too expensive, like $250. Like, come on. And plus, it took it took until July for everything to ship. As in, the stuff besides the game to ship. The game did ship immediately after. The game did ship immediately when it came out, but the actual bonus content that didn't ship until July, and we thought it was pretty risky, since obviously I don't live in America, I obviously have to import it and stuff. It's kind of risky, it might get lost and stuff, so we didn't end up buying it, sadly. And I didn't get the game for quite a while until recently. I'm excited to get the PS5 version because the PS4 edition of this game, the US one at least, is sadly only available in that limited run box set for some reason. Granted, the other region versions. Granted, for the other region versions, you can just get it normally. But for the US version, you can only get it in that set for some reason. Why? I have no idea, but whatever. And since I only collect US games primarily, mainly because my account is a US account, my main one that is, and I kind of want to get all the DLC for any games on that account. I don't really want to use my other accounts, the international ones, to buy DLC. I kind of want most of the stuff I purchase to be tied to one account. And sadly, since DLC is region locked on PSN, unfortunately means if I want to get a game, and have the DLC as well, I have to get the US version, sadly. So yeah. Eventually, though, I decided, I realized, after a while, I stopped really caring about getting the collector's edition, because, in my opinion, not worth it, as in, importing it as in getting it on eBay. Because obviously on eBay it costs way more. Besides, all the day one content, and I don't mean the collector's edition content, but the content, the actual day one edition itself, is already available on the PlayStation Store for free. So this actually was a pretty pointless purchase. So anyways, I got this in my local game store, the local game market. And, I wanted to buy this used, mainly because of that fact, and the fact that, the DLC that is included in this is already available for free on the PlayStation Store. But I decided, wait one sec, I should open it later. But sadly, the place that I got it from, didn't have, a used copy, so I had no choice but to buy it brand new, which means I'll have a bunch of useless DLC codes that I can't use because I've already bought the content. So yeah, here's the front, here's the sign, here's the back. So obviously this is a port of Sonic Generations. It came out back in 2011 originally, of course, with a new side game, Shadow Generations. This also includes the Robotnik's journal, and yeah. I should probably mention why I wanted the PS4 version and not the PS5 one. Outside the fact that at the time, I didn't actually have a PS5. I had a PS4. Well, it's mainly because, the PS4 disc, obviously I can also get the, with the PS4 version, I can also get the free PS5 upgrade. And I also, because, at the time, and also for some reason, at the time, I wanted to play all the games that I have both PS5 and PS4 versions. For any of the games that have both PS5 and PS4 versions, I wanted to play the PS4 version. So, once I was finished, I could have the trophy auto pop, the PS5 trophies auto pop. When I got the PS5. However, not all games support auto pop, and I realized this game doesn't support auto pop, so I decided, I don't really need the PS4 version. Yeah, because with a PS5 disc, you can only play the PS5 version of the game. You can't play it on. You can't play the PS4 version. Now, obviously, you can't use a PS5 disc on a PS4. It makes sense, but you also. Sorry, something fell. You also can't. What is it? I don't. You can't play the PS4 version. Even on the PS5. If you have the PS5 disc, you can't get the PS4 version there, sadly. Which is kind of a bummer, especially for games that do have auto pop. But for the games that don't, it doesn't really matter that much, especially this one. The only reason why I would want to play the PS4 version instead of the PS5 one is because of the auto pop. But since it doesn't have it, then I think I'm okay buying just the PS5 version. So yeah, here it is. Yeah, I opened it. Here's the plastic. I was originally gonna use the box. I was originally gonna use the box set, but realized I don't need it. So yeah, let's open it. Let's open it up and see what's inside. So here's the actual game disc. Here are the codes. No, here's the code for the Sonic Adventure Legacy skin. I'm gonna cover the code anyways, despite the fact that. One sec. Let me just put it onto the side. I'm gonna cover it anyways because even though it's kind of useless. Not sure. Should I show it? Nah. I really don't want to just give out random DLC codes to people. To just random people on the internet. So yeah, but it expires on 2044. So yeah. Here's the advertisement slip for the digital deluxe edition. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Obviously, that has been out for quite a while. In fact, they've recently announced the 4th one. And finally, we got the Gerald Robotnik's Journal. So, yeah. And here is the versatile cover. So yeah, we won't be using this. No, fun fact: the reversible cover here is actually just the regular box art for the English and Japanese. No, for the Asian versions, in the Japanese version, Chinese versions, whatever. Any of the versions in the Asian market actually just use this as the regular cover, whereas in the Western side of things, they use this cover, which is very similar to the original Sonic Generations cover, but now you got Shadow in the middle. So yeah. So that was Sonic X Shadow Generations. I'm going to play this later, not now, but at some point. I do have a few other games that are on my playlist, though, so I can't really play this one yet, sadly, but still. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!